Okay, tell us what we're seeing here. We have JJ's brain on this side, a normal brain on the other side.
So if you think of the brain as a machine, this is a measure of the flow of blood to the brain. A normal brain in a right-handed person should have dominant activity on the left. Now, the red represents good function, more. Blue and black mean less. So between red and blue, you have orange and yellow, so there's this grade of activity. So you have good activity throughout the left brain in this normal person who's right-handed. You can see that in JJ, just immediately, that there's much less red activity. The engine is not working.
Let's take a look at this, which is the brain at rest.
When the patient's in that scanner and they're not thinking about anything, just letting their brain ruminate, you should only have, in the normal population, the green represents what the footprint of the default mode network would be in a normal population. In JJ, he has multiple default mode networks instead of just one. And each of those networks is hyper connected, which is an indication that he has disrupted brain networks. Mm-hmm. And this means that the computers in the brain, many different computers hooked to each other, the computers are just not talking to each other.
This indicates, because this yellow should be not visible, this should be smaller than what we have green, which means the default network is disrupted. His networking is not right. Let's go back to the image right before this. Here we see metabolically he is disrupted because he is not getting enough oxygen and other activity metabolically in the brain, particularly in the executive functions. And if we can go to the image right before, we can see that the brain is actually shrinking inside the cavity here.
Yes.
So the brain is shrinking, the metabolic activity in the brain is shut down, and the networking in the brain is disrupted. Okay, let's have a seat, because I have a very important question for you, and this is what you guys need to be really interested in. Is it too late?
So JJ is 29 years old, right? 27. So we know this, that in a young male, and I think young is in your 20s, if you have a dramatic and determined, prolonged program where you abstain from poisoning your brain, the neuroplasticity, the normal ability of the brain to regenerate, we know that that miracle can happen in terms of regenerating tissue. The networks are fragile. The networks have to be rebuilt, and that will take functioning in a very intensive program to re-establish the correct lifestyle habits and also mechanical functions of a productive life.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.